Welcome back. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Temperatures generally going to be in the 40s as you step out the door. And as we look at your temperatures across the board, well, much of the same. 46 in Cleveland, 46 in Athens. A little bit of cloud cover keeping us pretty similar across the board. 39 in Altamont, 46 in Scottsboro, and 48 in Chattanooga. So a little bit of a chill in the air. But as we get into your afternoon, it's going to be a really nice day. Again, we're going to warm up into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Sunshine, low humidity. Less pollen in the atmosphere after yesterday's rain. So again, if you get the chance, get out there and enjoy the weather. It's going to be a nice day, and really the rest of the week's going to be fairly quiet. We have that front continuing to push off to the east. Now, things are going to get really active in this part of the country, the central plains out into parts of the Mississippi River Valley, up through the Ohio Valley. Going to be a lot of active weather through the rest of the week, and it's going to be interesting for us because we're kind of going to be in the eastern side of this, which is going to be the quieter side of the weather. With that being said, we still can't rule out a couple showers and storms Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, especially during the afternoon. But essentially, we're going to have this boundary that kind of just sets up and stalls out over parts of the central part of the country. And notice as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, this rain continues over the same locations. Now, as we get into Thursday, it does try to get a little bit closer to us, and then during the afternoon it bounces back. So yeah, we could have a shower or a storm here or there, especially north and west of Chattanooga, but a bulk of the really active weather is going to stay to our north and west throughout much of the day. Even Friday, these same areas still getting to the storm. So it is going to be very busy for meteorologists out to the west as they're looking at multiple days of severe potential, very heavy rain, and the flash flooding threat is going to be very high in these locations as well. With that being said, we still have a conditional severe threat. So if we're able to get that front just a little bit closer to us and it puts enough moisture in the Tennessee Valley to fire up some storms, they could become strong to severe beginning tomorrow. So we do have a marginal risk, but I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of storm activity tomorrow. So I'm only putting out a 20% chance. And again, on Thursday, if anything were to develop, it could become strong to severe, mainly north and west of Chattanooga. But the high severe threat over the next several days can be well to our northwest in places like Memphis up through St. Louis. So we're not going to really see a whole lot of active weather locally, but just again, to our northwest. Look at this, 7 to 10 inches of rain possible as you get multiple days of rain and severe potential. And for us, it's going to be drier, but again, can't rule out a shower or strong storm throughout the week. But the bigger story for us is going to be the near record temperatures. In fact, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're going to be pushing 90, which would be close to daily record highs. You can see a record up there in the red. So it is going to be very warm. I would say hot as we close out the week, and then it turns much cooler. So we're going to get a little bit of a flip-flop moving into next week. And by Monday night, we could drop down into the mid-30s. I don't think we're going to get to freezing here in Chattanooga, but some of the higher elevations, it's possible. And generally, our last freeze of the season is March 24th. The latest ever recorded was 1910, April 25th. And of course, last year, our last freeze was in March, middle of March, that is. So again, over the next couple of days, going to be interesting forecast wise, but I think we'll stay dry and breezy. Only a 20% chance of a shower through Friday. And then as we move into your Saturday, it looks like it's going to be pretty nice, mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s. And then our next chance of widespread rain and storms coming in on Sunday before a big cool down early next week.
A little up and down. A little up and down.
And today is kind of right in the middle of all of it.
Yeah. Well, you proclaimed, Michelle didn't hear you say it, best day ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it had to do with a lot of pollen and lack
I'm going
thereof.
to stick with it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a nice day.
That's fine. As long as we're not sneezing and choking all day.
Amen.
Thank you, Clay.